Welcome back, painters, in the next non-metallic training tutorial that I am going to give to try and get myself onto a next level of non-metallic paint. And with that, also giving you guys a chance to see which way and which path I'm taking to try and become a non-metallic painter. Something that I really want to do, but something that is just difficult. At least, that's what everybody thinks. At this point in the painting process, I must say I have tried non-metallic metal for very often, and I am giving it the. It is difficult, but if you understand it, it becomes a lot more easy. And to my opinion, and of course, this is gonna be something that many people think different about, but to my opinion, non-metallic metal, the most difficult part about it is creating the transitions, or creating transitions that are smooth to a very, very thin extent. I have a kill team, and my kill team exists from white and black metal, the two colors that are, to my opinion as well, very difficult to get into a non-metallic substance. White is difficult because white is white, and getting brighter than white is something that is very hard to do. Black, on the other hand, makes it easier for color, but the transition is something that is, to my opinion, a little bit more difficult. We are going into the first highlight at this point. And as you can see, I have first painted everything gray. So the base coat is black, and then I went to a gray coat. And from gray, I'm gonna light it up pretty hard, pretty quickly. So I'm choosing to go from gray to a very light gray. I'm not going to white just yet, a light gray. And I'm picking out the points that, if you would go back to the beginning of the video, you would see that the picture that I made gives the light essence too. So I'm trying to get those, and of course the hard lines, a more brighter shine. As you can see at this point, the transitions between the gray and the light gray are hard and, well, ugly. So to make them thin and to make them better, we are going to layer very, very thinly, and also be called glazing. I don't like to use the terms like that, glazing and such, because technically everything is layering. So at this point, I am layering a very thin, very watery substance onto the paint. Every so now and then, of course, I'm going back to real paint and lighting this stuff up. Then, when I think, okay, this looks good, I'm going to go back and layer it. As you can see here, the shoulder plate, the layering has given it a more smooth transition, and I'm stepping it up with a more white color now, getting the hard edges as well as the points where light, in my opinion, would reflect the most. Solid surfaces have, um, like you see on the gun, precise points that are more light up. Round surfaces have these round circular highlights to it. And of course, cylindrical surfaces have the colors going in a straight line over them. These are essences that I believe everybody already understands. Again, I'm giving a little bit more attention to the edges, to the points where light really strikes, and I'm lighting them up. After I've lit them up, I'm gonna glaze them or very thinly paint them over. Always going from the darker to the more lighted point, because the paint will drop off the brush at the end of my stroke. And as you can see, the transition between everything is becoming more and more smooth. Which doesn't mean you sometimes do need to highlight up the more central of it, as you can see me doing exactly here, creating the points where light really reflects off the armor. Of course, I like a little bit of color on my futuristic space marine, and thus the edges of my shoulder pads, the feet, and even the face, which this one doesn't really have, is going to highlight more with an orangey color. The insignia gets a beautiful blue shine, but only in the area where the light will strike. The rest will stay dark. This is to create a transition between shadow and light, because I've chosen to get a dark armor and to get darkness really back into the shadowy edges. This also means that the insignia will have a more brighter spot on the left where the light is striking in. And I'm trying to make sure that all the light, as well from the insignias as the armor, will strike in the same direction. So if a light strike goes from up to down and it crosses the insignia or it crosses the leathery back pouch, then those edges need to be highlighted just the same. As we are checking out how I'm going to now make the cables more yellow and black as well, I want to ask everybody to hit that like and subscribe button, for it doesn't cost you anything and it helps me a huge, huge deal. And if you like something else in a tutorial or a different faction, leave it in the comment and I will do the non-metallic tutorial on that one. Thank you and see you on the next one.